I wanted to end this video with kind of a draft, but like, we're not going to like, it's okay if we have the same things because it's okay if we enjoy the same things. End of the year draft, the greatest Jomboy Media moments of 2022. I feel like a lot of stuff has happened this year. One, Taylor and I came on board, which is crazy. We haven't even been here a year. What?
It's so crazy. When I was looking back at things to say for this, I was like, oh wait, Paxton worked here, Taylor worked here, we got the warehouse. Like we did so much stuff for the first time, and it's insane. That was all in a year.
Like it blows my mind.
A year ago yesterday, Kyle offered me this job.
Like verbally. That's crazy.
It took you like that long to like confirm?
No, I confirmed right. Like he in person offered me the job. And then I went back to Arizona. I said, I got to meet with Jimmy and Jake. Like, love you, but I just need to like hear from somebody else in the company that this is legit before I quit my job and move across the country.
Is this real?
So I talked to Jimmy and Jake. They confirmed, they sent me my offer. And I think I had it signed by like January 3rd. And then I told the D-backs the same day. And then I stayed because of the lockout and spring training starting and everything was so up in the air. I stayed for like a month and a half to help them get everything organized and ready to go for spring training. And then I came out here.
Got it. Yeah. I was still in the process. Like this time last year, I was convincing myself that I was going to have a job, but I didn't. I was still in that delirious, like, it's going to happen.
It's going to be fine. Yeah.
It's going to be fine. It's going to happen. It's going to be fine. Which it's kind of funny now looking at it because so I was talking to this time last year, I was annoying Jake once a week. And I was talking to, I had just submitted a pitch deck to Complex. And so I was like waiting to hear about that. But I was like wanting like Jomboy Media to respond first. And like Complex was like, just like a good, like, okay, well, I'm not just like putting all my eggs in one basket. We sent this, right? And then Complex went under basically, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah.
But
and then Jake finally answered.
Yeah. Like I just, when I tell people that I like reached out like every 7 to 10 days via text message, I did. Like I crossed like I would have never done that with anyone else. I was just like, what's the worst that could happen? I don't get a job.
He blocks my number.
I've already been rejected. Like it's fine. Like whatever. So I just wanted to like kind of go through like top moments for all of us, and we can just kind of do how we do draft. I'll let Sam, you can start, and then Taylor. And
Sam has to start because she was the only one here for the entire year.
You got a little more stuff.
You got a leg up. Oh my God, the new office.
The new office was this year. It's insane.
That's crazy.
The warehouse, the office was this year. You guys were this year. It's really, truly nuts. So I was having a hard time picking all of them. I think, like, I don't know. I think I may, okay. I think my favorite will, for many reasons, be Floorball.
Oh,
it was fun. But it was also like, because Blitzball 1, which was also this year, was good, but we didn't like really know what we could do. We didn't have Tech Dan. It was cold. The warehouse wasn't anything what it was. And I think the warehouse is one of the most exciting things from this year. And then, like we did, 1 inning league and Crits Ball before that, but that still wasn't really full blown. And then Tech Dan was starting to make his, imprint there. And he was just still trying to put all the pieces. And so then I feel like Floorball, and we fully transformed the warehouse too. Like it didn't look the same because we made the rink. So I think that was really cool to see. And I think it just ran really smooth. I think it was cool for us not doing any sort of baseball or a blitz ball in there.
Yeah.
And I got to play, and I like hockey, and I met Nick, and
there it goes. There it is.
Feo is in the chat. He said, no biases there.
So yeah, but so for a ton of reasons, I think that was really, really cool. I think it was, I mean, obviously at that point, it was like the biggest production, even just people and crew wise, and a bunch more players. It was 4 people on a team, and, you know, a lot of other new outside people, like everyone on the Worms and all that. So, yeah, I just think that was really fun. And yeah, that's up there.
Yeah, I
Floorball was
think
such a fun weekend.
Floorball definitely one. It was just so fun. Outside of my allergic reaction and throat closing.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know if people know about this.
That was day
No.
one.
I don't think people know about
That was literally so. I still have a picture. I'll like throw it up, but in this story. So basically, I woke up. I think it was day one. I woke up and I was just like,
we slept over the night before.
yeah,
So we were in the hotel.
In the hotel that everyone stays at. We were up early, and I think maybe I was going to get I don't know. I was doing something. I was helping Sam out with something that morning. And I was just like, I woke up and my throat kind of felt like it was like closed a little. Like it wasn't like closing quickly, but I was like, this doesn't feel normal. But in my mind, I'm like, it's fine. Like whatever, like it's fine. I look in the mirror and I have broken out into like full body hives, like red splotches, just like a very obvious allergic reaction. So then I call like some family members who like are doctors, work in the medical field. And I'm like, yeah, it's also weird because like I'm kind of struggling to swallow. Like my throat's kind of closing up. And
It's not funny. It's not funny. We were very concerned.
Everyone was concerned. I remember I told the pharmacist, I went to Walgreens and I was like, yeah, these are my symptoms, like skin. Oh yeah, also my throat's like closing up. And she was like, you need to go to the ER. And I'm like, okay, calm down. That's a little dramatic. I said that to her. She wasn't happy. And she was like, you're having an allergic reaction. I was like, am I? I'm not allergic to anything. And she was like, your throat's closing up and you have full body hives. Like you're having a
allergic to something.
You're allergic to something. And I'm like, okay, but like, do I have to go to the ER? Could I just go to like an urgent care? I have to be like a sideline reporter for Floorball. And she's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, it's fine. I'll go to urgent care. Went to the urgent care. They gave me medical grade Benadryl. So if you watch any episodes, like the first like 2-3 games of Floorball, I am just like on a different level of like Benadryl, Red Bull, and just like sweat and adrenaline. I'm just like in la la land. People spoke to me that day. I don't remember a single thing. I don't know what's going on. The fact that I could string together like words to
amazing.
It's baffling to me. So yeah.
So now go back and watch the first couple games of Floorball, knowing that about Paxton, and you'll have a different view. Also, Fayao. Yeah, Fayao said, I feel like Paxton's first year at Jomboy can be mapped by her various injuries.
It's so true. Fayao recently commented on one of the videos and was like, I didn't realize Paxton was that injured until I saw her limping in the Christmas video. I'm like,
I saw that. I was cracking up.
Very real. It's very real. But yeah.
Great first pick, Sam.
Good.
Thank you.
Taylor?
My first is going to be the Arizona trip.
That's on my
It has to be.
Yeah.
I started at Jomboy Media on March 2nd and we flew to Arizona on March 10th. So I was there for just over a week and I flew across the country with all these people I did not know and stayed in a house with them. And Paxton, that was her flight to Arizona, was literally her first day. So like she showed up at the house not knowing a single one of us. And I don't know, that trip, like, yeah, that was wild. So God bless. But that trip just was so fun. I feel like that's, if I didn't have that trip, I would have not been as close with everyone as quickly, because it's in the office. Like you can't connect with everyone the way you can on a trip like that. Yeah. So it was, it was like trial by fire for me and Paxton. We just jumped in, never looked back.
Yep.
And like, I feel like it couldn't have gone any better. I wouldn't change it at all. Like I absolutely loved it. It was so fun.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. My first pick's the Arizona trip too. One, for that reason. Cause it's funny. I look at that framed photo in our office of all of the pictures, and I look at the Polaroids all the time when I'm in the office. And it's funny to look back at the pictures of like how much fun I was having and enjoying myself. And I hadn't built relationships with anyone there. So like I look back at like pictures and like watching interactions while I was there, and I'm like,
yeah.
oh, like now I see that friendship for what it is. Like, oh, now I like get that person. Like it's just
So
kind of like a
crazy.
behind the curtain look of something that
Yeah.
I experienced, but definitely my first pick as well. But mainly for the reason of the night that I went out with Joe's,
Oh my
Jake,
God.
and Trev in
Yeah.
Scottsdale.
At good old Bevy.
And when I tell you, that was the first time I had like experienced Joe's McFly out.
Oh my God.
At one point, he's in the corner, just on his phone. You're just like on his phone. And I get on Twitter and there's a video of the bar. And he's like, I didn't know Scottsdale was this lit. The best tweet of the night was when we were at, we went to a party of some sort and it was like 2 a.m. There's like a tree in this house. I don't know where we were. It was weird. And Joe's in the corner again. So I'm like, he's tweeting something. I don't know what he's tweeting something. And his tweet was, man, I'm tired. I gotta go home. I go, Joe's, if you're tired, we can go home. He goes, I'm good. I'm good. I was like, I looked at it. I was like, I'm going to make sure that you're one of my best friends. I was like, I'm just letting you know. You can find out what's going to happen.
Yep.
So that
So legend.
Also, Chris Rose was there for a period of time taking selfies with a bunch of like frat guys. That was the funniest.
Oh my God,
thing.
right.
Funniest thing.
So funny. It's funny to look back, like you were saying, at those pictures, and I'm like, oh my God, I was barely friends with these people. Like there's a picture of me and Sam, like in the photo booth, just like, but like sitting on chairs, but like we look so awkward because we're just like we're like not even touching. We don't know each other. We know each other for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But like we were becoming friends. So I was like, let's take a pic. And now I look back and I'm like, what is that awkward picture?
We had no business taking that.
None. But it's great.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, that's my first pick. You want to just like, let's just like go in like a, and Sam, you can go instead of like snaking. Just go
okay. I would say Arizona was on my list for sure. I'll go a little more specific and I'll say the Gary Donaldson IKF trade. Like that night and that breaking was so fun and so cool. And it's like, I wouldn't want to be with anyone else besides those people for that huge thing happening. And then it's like, oh, like you run to go see how Jimmy and Jake are, and then go watch them record. And then you have like Chris Rose there, who's a wealth of information. And then Kyle on the social team freaking out, Dan Rourke, like it was just everywhere you turn, people, it was just all the different like emotions and sides and phases of what you were feeling. And then I have a cool video because I like wanted to remember that moment. We were all sitting in the main living room table. And then on that TV right there was Talking Yanks that was being recorded down there. We were all just like watching and listening. It was so cool. I loved that a lot.
That was a cool moment.
If you watch back that video and you look at me, I'm in the background. I'm like,
yeah.
Good. Okay.
So funny.
Just had no idea what I was getting myself into.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unreal.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I
liked that a lot.
Memorable moment. I figured out a lot of personalities in that moment.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, the whole trip like was amazing. The house, the weather, the people that came through, like just the hanging out and the bonding was awesome.
I agree.
The girls' house.
The girls' house.
That was lit.
Legendary. Some say.
Some say yes. All right. What do you have, Taylor?
I realized when making this list, a lot of my things revolve around Jolly. So my next one is going to be Jolly's walk off in the warehouse. Because
it's worthy.
That's the best warehouse moment I've ever experienced.
Yeah.
Truly. I love Jolly. He got beat up pretty bad in the comments in Blitzball 1, and he came back and he owned it. And he against Jake, and it was incredible. I don't think you can, I think we did an incredible job of capturing it, but the actual energy in the building when that happened is so like unexplainable. It's I mean, you can see by everyone's reactions in the background, like on the bleachers and stuff, but it's crazy how wild we all went and how happy everyone was for Jolly, like genuinely happy.
Like, yes, everyone was thrilled. Everyone was also a little delirious because we were all like so hot
in a sweatbox.
And then it was just like, it cranked. I'll never forget. I for sure blew out my eardrum because I had Peter,
Oh yeah.
Chris Rose screaming. Screaming.
Yep.
That's
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that had to be
was
my
the
next
best.
one.
That's a good one. My next one is like, it's definitely Jomboy Media related. My first ever Yankees game, I was wearing a jersey that Jimmy and Jake gave me.
Pax, are you wait, sorry. Your audio dropped on amp. Are you still on?
Yeah, I am. Hold on. It just kicked me off though. I'm like looking.
Oh yeah.
Let me call back.
Come back.
Yep.
I didn't want you to get too far into your story.
I'm back. There we go.
You're in. Thanks, Fao. All right, go on. Sorry.
My first ever Yankees game, I was wearing a jersey from Jimmy and Jake, and I went with Joe's McFly. And that truly, I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. He sent me a text at like 3 p.m. and said, "What are you doing tonight?" And that was when I was in my era of like only saying yes to things. And
Pax, you're muted. There we go. Sorry, we're back.
Keeps going red and white. It's weird. If my dog barks, I'm so sorry. He literally just moved the table to come in here because he just can't be away from me.
I mean, your first Yankee game ever is with Joe's.
Yeah, that's
Can you ask for a better setup?
No. Like, that was also the first time that I, one, experienced like Joe's like live filming himself. And two, like experiencing Yankee fans interacting with Joe's. And it was the same way with Jimmy and Jake. Truthfully, I think sometimes like Joe's gets more people coming up to him.
Believe it.
But I just don't think I realized the magnitude of what Jomboy Media and Talking Yanks had reached until I went to that game and I was like, oh, I get it now. Like, it was more than just like my first Yankees game. I was just kind of like, okay, it makes sense. I see it now. It makes sense.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love that.
So yeah, that's definitely my second.
Sam?
My third will be, I think my third will be Rizzo coming to the office.
I'm so sad I missed that day.
Yeah, that was insane. And it was also like kind of sneaky on Hap because we knew Hap was coming and Efros, I think, who no one as much sadly cared about because he was still like just a reliever on the Cubs and wasn't on the Yankees yet. And then I think there was always, because obviously Hap and Rizzo were so tight, and I think there was rumblings that like maybe he was going to ask Rizzo, but we didn't know, and whatever. And then I remember I was in, because this was also right before Floorball. I remember I was in Jimmy and Jake's office. We were scheming like about Floorball, like making up plays and stuff. And then we hear, like obviously someone walks into the office and we knew Hap was coming in. And so like, I remember I turn around, I see Hap and Tom Prizeman, and then Rizzo. And then I like look back to Jimmy and Jake, and then I do a double take. I'm like, oh shit, like Rizzo's here. It was so insane. And no one, like Jimmy and Jake, no one was expecting it. And it was so cool. And I think people were just didn't know how to act. Like it was crazy having him in there. And it was so cool. So that was, I think, one of, if not the biggest name to come to the office. And for it to be one of the studs of the Yankees, like that was really, really cool.
I'm so sad I missed that day.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, that was a good day.
Yeah.
I got it. I was so close to getting Rizzo in a blind taste test, but
yeah,
I set it up. I was like, hey, next time.
We were ready.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's still time.
Next time. Sometimes you got to plant seeds and just occasionally water.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
My next one is super random. I think Sam was there this day. Pax, I don't think you were. When we got that box.
Yes.
Stuff
I would say this too.
Yeah. Those weird jerseys and hats, like all those. It was like a regular day in the office.
And if I remember correctly,
and
everyone like really low before that.
100%. It was kind of a quiet day.
Yeah.
We opened that box and everyone in the office became feral. It was the wildest thing I'd ever seen. Like people were like losing their minds. Like we were just pulling jerseys and hats out of this box. Like it was like a box of tricks. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
And we just were so excited over these jerseys for these teams we had never even seen before or heard of for that matter. And everyone put them on. We took a picture. We did a fake.
Ronnie led the charge. Yeah. And that fake.
Yeah. Ronnie did like a fake signing day where like I was his mom and John was his dad. And like, we like did like, because me and John Serrano could definitely make Ronnie. That makes sense. And we did like a whole fake signing day thing. Like
so
it
good.
was, and we didn't have to. We just wanted to take a picture and tweet at them and say like, thanks so much for like sending this stuff. And we made like a whole day out of it. And it was just like it was just like a fun random day that it was one of those days that I try and explain to people, you never know what's going to happen in the office. Like that was the peak of that.
Yeah.
I was there that day, but I was there before and then I had to like run an errand and I came back in. So when I left, quiet, calm.
Yeah.
No one's doing anything. I come back and everyone's in hats and jerseys. And I'm like,
yeah,
what happened? And someone goes, Real Pax, get on my team. There's another jersey, get on my team. Pick that one. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one. Like, I was like, what the hell? It's like
I do remember
Thursday.
you being gone and then back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an interesting one to say the least.
Yeah, just so random, but like such a cute, fun day in the office.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Pax?
I like that one. I feel like this one is like low-hanging fruit and obvious, but the meetup at All-Star Game was
the watch party?
The watch party was so cool. Like going to just really that trip in general was really cool. Going to like the home run derby and then doing the watch party. That was another one of those moments similar to the Yankees game with Joe's of like seeing it and getting it. And like, truthfully, I was so nervous. Like I was totally fine. Cause like, that was also the point where I hadn't really figured out like what I was going to be doing. I was kind of like, I know I'm going to be doing these things eventually, but we're still like figuring it out. So I was in this like limbo world trying to like find my footing and going to that and just talking to people and meeting people and like watching everyone else interact with people. I was like, all right, this is different. Like this is special. And so that's one of those like pivotal moments for me where I just like remember going back home and I was like, okay, yeah, it makes more sense now too. Like I see that it makes a lot of sense.
That was really fun.
I like that.
Yeah, that was definitely one for sure.
Very good. My next one is when so many of us went to, was it the Friday night Yankees Red Sox game when Judge was chasing 60?
Yes.
Maybe it was just 60 at that point. And there were so many of us, we moved up to be all together because there was kind of two different groups. And then Jake came up and we all texted Jake to come up to the section. Just so nice and wholesome. And it was a bunch of us. And it was obviously the judge factor to it. So it was a really, really fun night. And it's one of those times where it's like, I don't think I know many people who would go to a baseball game Friday night with 15 of their coworkers. So I always think that's cool.
That was on my list. It said when like the whole company went to the Yankees game in Billy's. That's how I had it written down.
Yes, yeah.
Because we went to Billy's before and after.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was so fun.
Yeah.
That was a really good night. That was a really good night.
I don't think I got home till 3:30 in the morning that night.
Yeah, that was like the random one where you were like, yeah, I didn't get home. You texted us in our group and you were like, didn't get home. We were like, what? Why?
My friend was visiting and like, yeah, we just went wild. That was really fun. Judge did not hit a homer that night, but
nope,
it was fun.
Still worth it. Yeah.
That was good.
Good one.
Yep. Taylor,
back to me already. Holy moly.
Yep.
Dan Rourke showing up to the office in a full uniform.
Ooh.
I watched the video of him and Jake meeting on the street all the time. Of Jake walking up to him and Dan being like, "What up, yo? I feel like an actual Yankee." I literally that's one of my favorite things that's ever existed on the internet is that video of Dan Rourke. I can't get enough. We have to put that in. I will send it to you, Pax.
Yes.
I can find it easily. I look at it all the time. I will I will send it so we can put it in here. It is just the pure elation on Dan Rourke's face when he walked into the office in a full Yankees uniform for the first day of playoffs. Like it was incredible.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
That's a good one. I think about that moment, and it's one of those that was just another normal day. Like there wasn't anything like
it was the first Yankee playoff game.
Yeah, we saw it though. We saw him walk in and we're like, that's good.
Makes sense.
We weren't shocked. We were like, yeah, all right, on brand.
Yeah.
That's a good one. My next one is like a combination of two things from All-Star Game. I guess I could have added it in the last one, but we're going to separate them. Two very specific things. One, winning bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Big moment for you.
Huge, massive.
Huge moment.
Beer for a year we got.
Literally got beer for a year, which
still have a ton in office.
And we still have 6 months that have not been delivered.
I thought that was delivered. I thought we had that already.
That was only half a year.
We got to get to drinking. We got so many.
Yeah, I know. So So we got that. That was a good one. And second thing, which I know you guys are going to agree, the photo booth.
Yes, of course.
The photo booth. I want one in the office.
There is a photo of Jolly and Canobio from that photo booth. That is one of the best photos I've ever seen in my entire life. I know Sam knows it too, because we've all commented on it. The photo of Jolly and Canobio from the photo booth.
Oh yeah.
One of the best photos I've literally ever seen.
They've never looked better. Like that photo is like a marker of their current peak. Could they go up from there? Sure. But it's going to that's peak.
I mean, unbelievable. We have to get one of those for every large event we do, because now we know.
Yeah.
1000%.
For completely selfish reasons.
Yeah.
Only because it made everyone look so good.
Everyone looked great.
Yeah. Yeah. That party was really fun.
That was a fun party.
Incredible. Yeah, that's mine. Third. Yeah.
That's your fourth.
Yeah. Sam,
yeah, right. Our last round. Yeah. My last one is maybe a bit of recency bias, but I'm going to say the 1 inning league in November. Because again, I think it was really well run, minimal problems. The tech again, like up a new level, more camera angles, more cameras. Everyone else in the loft like has the headset comm, so it made their life easier. It was cool because it was really all in-house. Like K-Mac, who's pretty much close to in-house, was the only non-real employee there. So it was really cool, tight knit. The days were quick, which was really nice and goes a long way for, the rest of the days when you're not spending, 8 to 6 there. Really a ton of good action in games. And it was again, really, really fun. And it's just, again, cool. I was like looking through my camera roll to decide moments for this. And I was looking at, cause we usually always take a big group shot when we're done. And the one for this one was so big, especially with the least amount of players. And then to have the biggest photo, I think that was really cool. And it's just, everyone is happy and excited. And I mean, I don't want to can't spoil any, results, but that was a big part. So I liked that a lot.
Would you believe me if I told you that was less than a month ago?
No. Literally cannot.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah, because the last day was December 1st. Wow.
Yeah. Was it? Yeah, it was like the first.
Yeah.
Second?
Yeah, I think December. Yeah,
it was right after Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. The last day was, December 1st. So that's insane.
I can't.
How is that possible?
Jesus.
Yeah, what's your last one?
My last one. I'm gonna go with the Nikki Cast 5K.
On my short list as well.
Yeah, I have other ones. Yeah, the Nikki Cast 5K was fun and got us all out of the house on a Saturday morning. Everyone was excited to go. It wasn't anyone was dragging their feet to go walk a 5K or run. Some people. But yeah, I thought that was fun and got to do something fun for Nikki and I know he appreciated it. And then my honorable mention is Jam Mets.
Yes, mine as well.
It's gonna be Jam Mets is gonna be popping this year.
I'm just gonna go ahead and put this
Pax,
out
you're
there.
in.
So I'm not gonna lie, like this season, I was like, I don't want to like insert myself into something. Like I don't need to like insert myself in. Oh, I'm like full blown. I am inserting myself next year.
Of course.
Just throwing
We
that
have
out
like
there.
there's like 20 people in the Jam Mets group chat now. It's huge.
That's insane.
I'll put you in. You can join today. Welcome.
Perfect.
I'm gonna put you in right now.
You're in.
Perfect. My last one is, though this week was very hard, is that week before the wild card started. That entire week was just insane. I can't remember what I did the first 2 days. I think I was filming a bunch of blind taste tests or filming a lot of content, but then we had the farm day, and I had Comic-Con, and then I had the wild card game.
Oh yeah.
But that fall day, first of all, was like one of the hardest shoot days I've ever had, because it was just like raining. I think I was sick or something else, and still it was one of the hardest, and yet it's still like it was one of the best shoot days I've ever had.
So
like,
fun.
It was so fun. We had so much good content. Like everyone was just so positive and like uplifting that it was never like a negative vibe. So like that was really cool. Because I never experienced that on a big shoot like that. There's always typically one person that like complains and makes everyone else miserable. And then 2 honorable mentions: 1, photo shoot of the new merch, and 2, getting to talk at Adweek to represent Jomboy Media.
Nice.
Both great. I also had the merch shoot on my list. That was just a fun day.
It was so fun. I would do that like that's so fun.
I would do it once a week if we had new merch come out once a week.
1000%.
I already talked to Kenny about getting. No, I already talked to him. I'm like, why can we do another one? Because I had so much fun.
Seriously, it was so
fun. Sam, do you want to mention any extras?
Honorable?
Do I have any? I mean, I feel like we can't not say the new office. The first day of the office was one of the worst days of my life. So like not that specific day, but having the new office,
that took a
having
quick
the
turn.
new office in general, it was a mess. The tech was not good. But having the new office and having the space to grow is really cool. And I feel like we can't ignore that. And I was trying to think of any other little
You've
ones,
also seen the warehouse develop like start to finish.
Yeah, that's really cool. And seeing that take a life of its own is awesome. I guess maybe like I think the heyday of Wordle could really fit in there, because that was the talk of the office.
Yeah, there was a stretch where like really a lot of accusations were made. Like
it was so serious.
It was elite. Yeah. And I think we
literally
it's really dissipated, but it's so true. But yeah, I think Wordle was fun when that was really hot. I like that.
And none of us said this show.
Yeah, that also should be mentioned.
We also love this show.
Yeah, the thing about this show, I was explaining it to someone the other day. I was like, we never planned on it becoming this. It kind of just did. And I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, yeah, maybe by like next year, like end of 2023, this will be like probably number 1. But like, it's still, I feel like it's still like creating.
Still a baby.
Yeah, it is a baby.
It is a baby.
But yeah. That was fun. It was fun to go back through my camera roll and look at everything. And I was like, wow, we did so much shit this year.
So much in a year.
And it's like, I'm always so curious about like what little moments or like what little memories are like someone's favorite, instead of just like, you know, one big vague thing. It's like, I loved, like when you said floorball, my first thought was like our conversation behind the dumpster.
Yeah.
I was like,
wait,
yeah,
my favorite. Yeah, my favorite part of floorball was the night that we all went to Hudson, but they put a back room. And like, and like we all sat at that long table for hours, like 4 hours. We were all sitting at that table. Like, it's like the little, like, the conversation behind the dumpster, like little things.
Yeah. That was really nice.
Oh man.
We have one question in the chat before we bounce. Theo said, did Kotuck do all the taste tests he's been on back to back to back? If so,
Yes.
how long did that take him?
Yeah. So when he was in for he was only in for like 3 days, and he did two live streams, I believe.
Yeah.
And yes, all within, I think, 1 day, he did our girls' room episode. And then we went into the conference room and he did doodle jump. And then he did all 5. Cause I always ask people, how many do you want to do? You're allowed to do them all, or you could just do whichever ones you want to do. And he was like, oh, I'll do them all. I mean, I don't think we were in there for longer than an hour. We were probably in there less, because each of those videos, like per person, takes about 5 to 8 minutes to shoot.
Yeah, you have it down to like a science now, so it's really not.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So I like Nikki Cass, for example, all the ones he was in, he broke them up. Like, I think he did like 2 one day and like 3 the next. So like, I kind of give people the freedom to pick and choose, because it's a lot. If you just sit in there and grind through it, it's a lot. But Cole Tucker and Jimmy are the only 2 people that have grinded through all 5 in one sitting. So
yeah, he did a lot.
Shout out to Cole.
Shout out Cole Tucker. What a guy.
Maybe our favorite guest of 2022.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
He
was
so fun.
He started requesting to be a host or a co-host on this show in like July or September, like July or August. And he was like, I thought he was kind of kidding. And he was like, oh yeah, I'm going to be on Girls Room. He's like,
we got to bring him back. Every year we do a check-in with Cole.
And then we need to also bring on, in 2023, we got to have Trev and Peter on.
100%.
Because one, they gave us so much crap for not inviting them, which we told them they have to ask. And 2, they're both dads of girls.
True.
Oh, I like that angle.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So some like sports girl dad vibes. I like it. So we'll have to do something with that.
Oh, you know what I think could have been on my short list was if we had a full girls room on code names, which great news we'll be able to do, because we're doing it again in January.
I'm not gonna lie.
I will
block that out of my mind, because I was so angry, because I know.
No, we'll get a chance to redeem ourselves.
I know our potential.
Yeah.
I know we will kill it.
It's happening.
Oh, interesting. Feo in the chat said Jimmy was talking about how he has not been on yet on Morning this morning. And apparently it's a race between Jimmy and Joe's for who's going to be on first. Well, they should ask.
We have made it explicitly clear to everyone. You have to ask to be on Girls Room. We have not invited anyone.
We're happy to have literally anyone on. That's the thing.
We don't beg. They come to us. If you want to be on Girls Room, you have to come to us.
And we don't ask, because then it seems like we don't want like certain people. We want everybody.
Yeah,
literally. Everyone's literally everyone's. We had Kenny on, we had Dre on, we've had whoever on. Jake, Cole Tucker, Nikki Cass, Dan Canobio.
And every single one of them asked.
We had Luke on accident. Like literally, it could be anyone. So Jimmy and Joe's, someone should say something.
Yeah.
Feo said, frankly, I should say Jimmy was complaining. Well, then you know what? Jimmy should do something about it. Jimmy, if you want to be on the girls' room, this is your chance.
You have to ask.
That's funny.
It's no boys allowed unless you ask.
Oh, we had Hoodie on, Feo just reminded.
We
did so many people.
Wasn't Hoodie our first guest?
I think so.
Hoodie or Jay?
Oh, I love that for Hoodie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do love that for him too.
Okay, so
I haven't seen Hoodie in a while.
Good stuff.
We'll have to see who requests first, Joe's or Jimmy. The race of 2023 is on.
It's up to them. We'll just put it out there. It's up to them.
It's up to them. Am I going to clip this and post it on social? Absolutely. But
they can do it that way. They
still on. Yeah.
Do it what you want. So, all right. Well, that's a show, guys. Great way to end 2022. Right? Is this the year?
For sure.
See you guys next week. We'll be back.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye, guys.
See ya.